Happy Devils Thursday. This is The Woo Report. The Woo Report. Episode 442, titled The Devils Get Help. Oh yeah, did they get some help tonight? Momentum is now shifting in the Eastern Conference, in the Metropolitan Division. I am your host, Sam Woo. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, and Twitch on the Let's Go Devils Network. As Ralph says, help making the playoffs? Question mark. Playoffs? Playoffs? Playoffs. Michael Descala says, bring back the morning woo. Oh, boy. I don't think the morning woo will ever come back. I don't know. Maybe we'll have the morning woo come back at some point in the near future or soon. I don't know how that's going to work. But boy, my boy Max texted me this morning giving me the scouting report of, well, which teams can help us tonight as the Devils are making their push for a playoff berth. But they've got their challenges because, well, they've squandered 15 easy points, maybe 16 easy points throughout the season, not beating the teams that they should be beating, not playing down to their levels, such as the San Jose Sharks or the Ottawa Senators recently. But right now, we can only take it day by day. And if you're a true New Jersey Devils fan, you will be scoreboard watching. You will be asking for other teams, whether they're a rival or not, for some help. And the Devils did get some pretty good help tonight. Let's go over the scores, and let's go about the standings. Devils, you know, they've played 73 games, and right now they sit with 76 points with 73 games. But let's go over tonight's recap around the league. Devils needing help. Let's start off with, the Panthers and the Islanders. The Devils didn't get any help here. Islanders beating the Panthers 3-2 in regulation, getting 2 solid points, which helps Lou Lamoriello's team. I've said this all along, that the last game of the season at the Rock against the Islanders could very well be the last playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Do not count out Lou Lamoriello's New York Islanders and Patrick Waugh trying to get them into the playoffs. Also, the Penguins beat the Blue Jackets, the BJs, in regulation at home in Pittsburgh, 3-2. The Devils didn't get help there. But here's where they got major help. The Montreal Canadiens, with only 17 shots on goal, beating the Philadelphia Flyers 4-1 in Montreal at the Bell Center. I told you, goaltending is an issue with the Flyers right now. And they're heading south. If the Devils were to make the playoffs, they've got to win and win royally and keep pace with their regulation wins, which, you know, again, as what Bill Spaulding tweeted out a couple days ago, that, well, the tiebreaker is in play here, and the Devils, as of now, hold the tiebreakers because we've got teams vying for that last spot in the Eastern Conference for a playoff berth. But 4-1 Habs over the Flyers, which is a big victory because, again, the Flyers are falling right now. and they may be falling pretty hard. Senators are a hot team, beating the Blackhawks 2-0. Got to watch out for the Senators. They seem to be a spoiler. Toronto Maple Leafs, who the Devils beat on Tuesday night with 48 shots on goal recorded, beat the Washington Capitals at home in Toronto 5-1. The Devils needed Toronto's help. Toronto gave it back to them. And then the Carolina Hurricanes shutting out the Detroit Red Wings 4-0. Hurricanes helping out the Devils. The Maple Leafs helping out the Devils. The Canadiens helping out the Devils. I'll take it. It's not a perfect night, but I'll take it because those games are crucial. Devils playing the Flyers April 13th in Philly at Wells Fargo Center. That could be a division, or not division showdown, but the last playoff spot. Could the Devils topple Philly? Now, looking at the standings right now, again, Devils with 76 points, 73 games played. Right now you have the Philadelphia Flyers with 74 games played, 82 points. Devils are 6 behind in the Metropolitan Division with 1 game in hand against the Flyers. And then the Washington Capitals, last spot, 72 games played, 81 points. So it's, again, where will the Devils land? The Devils have to win. They got to get victories. They got to get regulation victories if they're going to make a push. Detroit losing badly tonight, getting shut out by the Carolina Hurricanes. No movement, 73 games. Devils are all caught up, even up with the Detroit Red Wings in terms of games played. 79 points. Devils 3 points behind the Red Wings as they are on the bubble outside looking in, 2 points behind Washington. And the New York Islanders skipped over the Devils in the standing with 77 points, 72 games played. Islanders have 1 game in hand against the New Jersey Devils. Pittsburgh, 2 points behind the Devils, 72 games played, with their victory tonight over the BJs. Buffalo Sabres, right now in the standings, 73 games played, 73 points. They're the outside looking in. Ottawa Senators, hot as of late. 4 wins in a row, including over the New Jersey Devils. But as what Tony P says, the Flyers are crashing and burning. Momentum is shifting. Forget about the passes. What I was trying to tell Nick Villano last night at pucksandpitchforks.com. Forget about the pass. You've got 9 games. Is it 9 games? Yeah, it's about 9 games. 9 or 10 games. Let's just say 9 games. This is the time where when you evaluate this New Jersey Devils team, who had its struggles all season long, can they put a run together? A push. There is no room for error. They've got to get 2 solid points tomorrow against Buffalo, in Buffalo tomorrow. Because I'll say, they're the only game in town tomorrow, I believe, according to the NHL schedule. Only 2 teams are playing tomorrow. All eyes are on the New Jersey Devils and Buffalo Sabres. But the Devils need to get 2 points. They cannot play down to their competition. And as the Devils are resting, assuming that they're going to win on Friday, tomorrow, they're going to need some more help again. And it's not going to be easy for the teams on the bubble because the Detroit Red Wings will be playing the Florida Panthers in Sunrise. Both teams 3-6-1 in their last 10. But the Panthers, afternoon matinee, 12:30 p.m. Eastern start, will play the Red Wings as we're going to be scoreboard watching while the Devils will be taking some time off after the Buffalo Sabres game because they got a pair of back-to-backs coming up. Real tough games. But like I said, when the Devils played the New York Rangers on April 3rd, that may be their finest hour because that game has a lot of drama and the Devils have a lot to prove, and they've got to take care of business on the scoreboard and with their fists. Also, on Saturday, games to watch out for. Maple Leafs play the Sabres as well. Sabres would be on the second half of a back-to-back. Penguins in Columbus play the BJs. Again, the BJs 1-7-2 in the last 10. That's why it's so crucial that the Devils win on Friday. The Flyers will try to tackle the Blackhawks. Again, Flyers 3-5-2 in the last 10. Not doing too well. The New York Islanders, who just is a 1 point ahead of the New Jersey Devils, will play the Tampa Bay Lightning, who is scorching hot right now. 8-1-1 in the last 10. Islanders trying to claw their way into the playoffs. Playoffs? Also, Capitals at home in Washington playing the Boston Bruins on Saturday. It's going to be a tough matchup, tough team. The big bad Boston Bruins playing the Washington Capitals. Can the big bad Bruins help the New Jersey Devils? The Devils are going to need some more help, but tonight was a good night for that. The Devils do not control their own destiny, but they have to win. They have to win on Friday, because otherwise the previous two games against the Islanders and Toronto Maple Leafs means nothing. But yeah, scoreboard watching this time of year, you don't want to be one of those bubble teams that where we have to look at the scoreboard and the out-of-town scores. But man, is this exciting. Nick Villano, a lot of people just don't believe that the Devils are going to make the playoffs. I think they have a path. I'm not saying that they are going to make the playoffs, but I think there is a path here. But what the Devils can control right now is they got to get 2 points, 2 solid points in regulation, especially against the teams that they would be playing for that last playoff spot. And I think it's going to come via Philadelphia. They are going to collapse. Now they might beat the Montreal Canadiens. I'm sorry, not Montreal Canadiens. Sorry. Wrong team. They lost to the Montreal Canadiens today. But on Saturday, they're playing the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard coming into town in Philly. I'm not saying that the Blackhawks are going to beat the Flyers, but you never know this time of year where the pressure's on Philly right now. But the Devils, again, are going to need help. And then on Monday, take a look at these matchups. 3-point games are in play here because they're evenly matched. Penguins play the Rangers on Monday on April Fool's. Flyers are playing the Islanders in Philadelphia, Wells Fargo Center. The Red Wings continue their road trip, playing the Lightning on Monday. So the Devils could be in great position if they win on Friday. And going into Tuesday's game against the Penguins, which is a must-win, because the Penguins are still hanging around. They're hanging by a thread, just like the New Jersey Devils. But momentum is shifting. Timo Meier is healthy. Timo Meier is hot right now. Jack Hughes is starting to score. Jesper Bratt is more engaged and has been scoring. Nico Hischier as well. The four pillars are scoring right now. Can Jake the Snake Allen make a run? Can he be sharp like his counterpart or teammate? Not counterpart, teammate. Kaapo Kähkönen, who had a shutout, no less, against the New York Islanders. It all depends, folks. The Devils have to win. And winning and going on a heater and going on a winning streak, that snowballs. And suddenly the Devils will be dictating and having the momentum puts pressures on their opponents that are vying for that last playoff spot. It's going to be interesting 2 weeks. But you got to get those 2 points from the low-hanging fruits. Buffalo's not going to be easy. But the Devils need to get that victory and rest up. Practice, rest up, practice, because you got back-to-back games against the Pittsburgh Penguins and New York Rangers. And then let's see here. Sorry, guys, I lost track on the calendar. And then you've got to play the Senators on the road in Ottawa that Saturday. And then the Predators on Sunday at the Rock. So 2 back-to-back games, or pair of back-to-back games in 1 week. Who does the scheduling for the NHL? I don't know. But the Devils are going to have to figure it out. And they've got the talent to get there. Want to thank all those tuning in. The Woo Report, dropping the podcast at midnight. What a good night, folks. What a good night. Devils getting some help. But they're going to need more. And they need to win. Can you imagine if the Devils make the playoffs, what this will mean? Start off on a clean slate and start winning some games, baby. All right, well, thank you, all those tuning in. Again, dropping the podcast at midnight. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music Prime, Audible. JoinOurCrew.com. Sign up. Get the latest of where the Let's Go Devil podcast will be. Well, this is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.